Morning. I was watching a film on TV last night, and there was a field. It showed a sort of a meadow with very, very light coloured hay type grass. Very light burnt umber, bit of yellow oak or raw sienna, and some trees, wintry trees in the background, the oaks. And it's an American film, a western. So I'm just going to just do a version of what from memory, really. So I've got my new pen. So I'll just draw a sort of a. I won't have too low high horizon. So just coming across, and there were lots of oaky trees in sort of a blue background. And I'm thinking about making sort of bluey greens. There were loads of them, but it was like a field of hay. And the trees were sort of uneven like oak trees are, but not necessarily. There would be a mix, of course, but there were one or two larger ones as well. So just I'm not going to put every tree that I can remember that was in. But with oak trees, you've got crossing branches and all sorts of. But being UK, I'm going to put some ivy probably on some of these. I've ordered 3 more of these, or a pack of 3 for about £6, and from Derwent Graphic. So just some loose grass in the foreground. Just we'll put that darker. It's going to be a watercolour, obviously, wet in wet. And I'll make a similar repeat over here to balance that one. So just right, that will do for our drawing. I think we can elaborate on that. Put my pen back. Now I'm going to restate my easel because I adapted it as you. So I want to just move that off and bring that down and bring this up. I've got a wrist support on my wrists are getting really sore now and hard to hold a pen sometimes. I think that is years of fitting carpets, which is why I've been in my business for many years. I don't do it now, I can hardly do it now. I spend all my time doing this. Right, okay, so let's I'm not after sympathy, by the way. Comes to us all. Right, okay, the palette. I'll take the support off, I think. Just a little bit of help. That's arthritis. So here we are. the usual palette: lemon yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, night red, ultramarine, bird's umber, Payne's grey, burnt sienna. I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use the hake for this. I might use the squirrel mop, but that's still not quite dry. I'm just going to dry. So mute your sound. What was so nice about this picture was the blue grey background, and I'm going to use Payne's grey and burnt and ultramarine for that. So let's wet the paper. I'll just wet down to that horizon there. I'm leaving little bits here and there dry. Let's put a bit of ultramarine in. Okay, now a bit of light red with that. Right, bit of light red and a bit of sienna. Well, I'll let that just. Well, I don't quite like that. Let's have a bit of a. Right, that'll do. We'll put in some wet under here and some burnt sienna, burnt umber. We'll put the yellowy light in, and then we can drag over that with some, when it's dry, some detail. Right, let's give that a bit of a dry, so mute now. Don't want it bone dry, but just dry enough. Right, I think I'm going to use the sable. I'm going to use my number 8 sable, and I'm going to mix up some blue and grey. Need plenty of water on this. Leave plenty of light spots in here. And I can warm up these larger oaky trees. I'm guessing at the oak trees it's... Okay, we can add a little bit of darker to some of that, darker mix. Right, so that'll be like a background. Got a blob. Right, that's sort of gone up there a bit. Right, while that's a bit damp, we'll put in some burnt sienna and blue, just a touch of that, just to warm. Let's warm that up. It's got a bit darker with that. Okay, well we'll detail that with some brushwork. I'll get this nice and warm here. Nice rich, ready colours here. Right, okay, now we're putting a bit of ivy on. Well, let's do that. Bit of grey, bit of sienna, bit of lemon yellow, bit of blue. And then we just... So this is the English bit going in now, or the British bit. So this is just sort of making up on the hoof really. Just some bits of hard, shadowy type of along here. Just a bit of texture. Right, I'm going to dry that now with rigor. Right, mute. Just put in, so I'm going to just reclip. This is Fabriano, £130. I'm always asked where you get it if you're in Brazil, or I can only say find a local supplier of watercolour paper in your own country and try. Cheap is not always good with watercolour. You can have some very nice looking papers, but they're hopeless with watercolour. They're very, very slick, and you need quite a bit of control with them. But you should be able to get the standard ones like Bockingford. Arches, however you want to say it. So now we're just going over some of that ivy and with I won't put too many of those in. Let's just thicken up with the ivy. Needs to be a little bit thicker down the bottom there. But ivy grows up everything in UK. This is the damp. But it makes a wonderful subject. I'll use blue, more blue in those trunks and branches, I think. Because they were blue. Just little bits of hints of trunks and things. Right, now we've got to sort out this bit here. I think maybe we can afford to go with a bit of darker blue, thicker and grey. Right. Right, now then, I've got some brushes here that look as if they could, that's got oil on it. I'm going to wash that with soap. So I'm going to use this 1.5-inch household sort of brush just to put in some details. I use burnt umber. Don't know if this is going to work. And I'll put a bit of wriggle work in there. I'll try not to make this look too even, but it's hard not to. Didn't entirely work, did it? Right, we got. So the idea is not to put everything in, it's just to leave some clues, some hints. Right, we'll put that in a mount, so I can't. Let's put some more detail in the immediate foreground. Right, I'll give it a signature, which I can now do with this pen, and I'll put it in the mount and we'll no, let's just get that. Right, okay, well that's not too bad, it's very simple, and it was just an impression from the TV film. I tried to photograph it, but I was a bit slow. So it's what it is. It was just this lovely field, hay, grass. Probably very late autumn, I don't know, the trees were changing colour. I've just invented that. But the background, it was just this lovely blue-grey. So I hope you enjoyed that. Make these things up yourself, and certainly work from things you see on the TV. And if you can capture on film, on a photograph, and work from that, but do your own thing with it. Don't copy slavishly. Paint the impression that it made, if you can. If you've got quite a nice sky, difficult to do that sort of sky with the mop that you've been using this week. But there we are. See you soon. Bye bye.